What's up everybody? Today I'm going to tell you about the 4 big things that you need to do before you ever get deployed on your first storm. But real quick, before I do, I've got a new CAD adjuster licensing strategy guide for you new people out there. If you go over to my website at adjustertv.com, you can pick up a copy of that for free right now. All right, let's get into the 4 things that you need to do before you get deployed. Number 1, do not quit your day job, but be prepared to quit the day that you get called. And you can't say, well, I got to put my 2 weeks notice in it. You can't do it. You have to be able to go right now. However, if you did quit your job and you're sitting there by the phone biting your nails, you kind of need to go back to work. So you can either go back and get your old job, or you need to find yourself a job that you can get really easily and quit really easily, because you have to have income coming in, because you don't know when you're going to get deployed. You have no idea. It could be tomorrow or it could be 7 months from now. You just have zero idea. And even experienced adjusters, it's the same thing. Number 2, you have got to network. If you don't know anybody in the industry, if you don't know anybody personally at any of these vendor companies, you don't have a friend who's an adjuster, you can't expect that you're going to be on anybody's first call list when there's a storm. You've got to get on their radar. And the best way to do that is to network. Start off with Facebook groups, attend every single orientation that you can, attend every single certification that you can. I know it costs money to travel sometimes, but you have got to meet these people. You've got to sit down and talk to them. You've got to pull them aside and say, introduce yourself, make yourself memorable to them, so that when there is a storm, that you can call that person and say, I saw that there was big hail in Kansas City and I'd really like to go. Is there any way that I can get on that storm? Number 3 is training. You have got to be prepared to hit the ground running when you get deployed on your first storm. And these are the areas where I would focus. Level up your XACTIMATE. For sure, you've got to be good in XACTIMATE. You don't want to be fussing around in that software trying to figure things out when you've got claims and phone calls and managers and meetings and inspections and roofers and everything piling on you. Study policies. You can download an HO3 ISO policy off the internet for free. Kind of start getting your feet wet and understanding how the policy works, how it's put together, and how to read one. If you haven't done it yet, I know it's expensive, but I would strongly recommend attending a school, Mile High or Vail National. There's tons of them out there, and I think they're all really, really good. You want the claims part of it, the scoping part of it, to be a little bit more muscle memory, because everything else is not going to be, I promise. You can even study construction on your own. You can wander the aisles at Home Depot or Lowe's, look at the difference between a laminated shingle and a 3-tab shingle. I would look at the prices and say, well, a bundle of shingles is $17 or $21 or whatever it is. And there's 3 in a square, so that means that it's $60 for materials. When you do get on a storm and a contractor starts to beat on you a little bit about the pricing, the price of a barrel of oil went up, so it's 27% higher. And they're not even paying Home Depot prices, they're paying wholesale prices if they're smart. Get on YouTube, look at if a shingle can be repaired, look at gutters, look at siding, look at interior stuff as well. So you need to know how a house is put together. And finally, let's get you geared up. On my very first storm, I showed up to the CAD office in a Hawaiian shirt with gym shorts and flip-flops, and the only piece of gear that I had with me was a laptop. I just winged it. Don't wing it. You don't need to get wild and crazy. You don't need a broken harness. You don't need a goat. You don't need, the launcher for you don't need any of that stuff. What you need is the basics. Number 1, you need a clean, reliable vehicle. Customers are going to see it out in front of their house. Regular old, plain Jane, business casual car, SUV or pickup truck, good to go. You need a laptop with XACTIMATE installed, set up, ready to go. A ladder, you need a printer, you need a good camera, you need office supplies, clipboard, you need tape measure, you need soapstone or chalk. Absolutely 100% cougar paws are a requirement. Make sure you got storm shirts, khaki pants only, no tennis shoes. Nothing except for business casual clothing is acceptable, period. I always bring along 14 days worth of socks, underwear, and t-shirts, because usually it takes about 2 weeks before I have a chance to go and do laundry. So in conclusion, you've got a lot of work to do before you get deployed. And being really, really prepared before you go on your first storm will help to start off your claims adjusting career on the right foot. And again, if you go to adjustertv.com, you can grab my free CAD Adjuster Licensing Strategy Guide. And this guide tells you which main license to get and then which other licenses to pick up as well. So go on over to adjustertv.com and pick that up. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. And don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel. And please feel free to ask questions in the comments about getting ready for your first deployment. Have a great storm. This is my wife's dog. What do you think, buddy? That's what I thought.